Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. So, uh, made a video yesterday, and I'm making one today. This is went like 3 weeks without making one, and then doing two in a row. Um, I might have stumbled, and we're going to try something out a little bit. Might have stumbled along a way to maybe organize myself a little bit better, but also tell myself whenever I'm ready to make a quick video. Because obviously after I did the video from yesterday about me coming back and maybe doing some more videos, really wasn't sure how often I would be doing them. But of course, that got my brain going as far as things that I haven't talked about in a while or done in a while. And um, so then I went to sleep, woke up, and got some coffee. Whoop. And then started, some things ran through my brain that I've just recently done and I thought might be helpful or informative. Mostly, and I think I want to do this at some point, make a really well constructed video of if you're starting to feel a little bit burnt out with any type of game. I'll use Eve as an example. Um, Ways to get yourself back into playing because I've run into that recently. So, my idea was, and I might start doing this more and more often, of I have a notepad within Eve that I use for different things. Um, but I created a quick little note to write down three things that maybe I might want to talk about in my next video. And once I hit three, I might make a new video. We'll see how it goes. You know me, I try out all sorts of stuff, and then we, whether or not it works or not. So more often than not, it doesn't. But today I thought I would talk about some really simple stuff. You know me, I go down some rabbit holes. But some of them are simple. So if you want to skip ahead, if you're bored with what I'm talking about, I will try to post these up. You see here, I've got the three here. I've got the first section of creating a quick corp for your taxes. So you're not paying the exorbitant amount for the NPC corporation. Doing Helios, how I've specialized into my exploration ship, my Helios that I have. And last but not least, and I might try to keep this as a running theme, keeping Eve interesting. From the very smallest things to that, I'm going to talk about a very small thing today that I do that kind of tricks my brain into thinking that I'm progressing to maybe larger things. And today I want to talk about skill progression in that part. So let's kind of run into these real quick after getting another sip. Now, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these. You can definitely go so much farther into them. But the first one is just yesterday, uh, I created a corporation for my current character. Now, my character has been alive for about 2 months. Um, and I haven't really needed a corporation. I've been in an NPC corporation because almost all of my gameplay has been exploration or maybe researching some blueprints or different small things like that. I really haven't gone out and gotten any bounties or done any mission running or things like that. But my current goal, or one of my goals down the road, is to start building my own ships. And you know me, I don't mind. I like to build my own ships by melting down junk that I get from killing things. Well, while I'm doing that, I'm going to be doing some bounties. And the quickest way to increase the amount of money you get off of bounties is to create your own corporation. Or, more importantly, maybe join a corporation that's out there with a low tax rate. Um, I like, you know, me, I'm kind of a solo artist, so I create my own corporation. But just to give you an example of the difference, if I can pull it up here, and I didn't research this at all beforehand, so we're going to find out. Let's see here, biography. Actually, let's just do a look at me, show and info. So currently, since I've created my own corporation, which is the Spice Road Militia, um, somebody wants attention. All right, come on up. Come on up. Just a second. We already played with the ball this morning and we went for a walk. Yeah, uh-huh. Okay, so I get to talk to them. All right? All right, off you go. She'll be back in 15 minutes, if not less than that. So what I did was I created my own corporation. I'm not going to go through creating corporations. You can look up videos like that. But I set my tax rate at 1%. Why did I put it at 1%? Because it could. Could I put it at 0? Could I put it at 100? Yeah, because it's only me and it's not going to affect anybody but me. But I put it at 1%. Why is this so important? Well, let's go back over to me. I should have just shown my info. I was part of the University of Calais for 55 days, which is an NPC corporation. It's a corporation that you start off with as a new character. And if you notice here, the tax rate is 11%, which is ridiculous. I'm basically saving 10% on all bounties that I do, plus a few other things. Um, and basically, for what I do and going forward, I'm going to make a lot more ISK this way. It does cost, I think, somewhere around $1 million ISK to create a corporation, but you're going to recoup that within almost a day of the taxes if you are a PvE runner or a mission runner, because you're going to be taxed on both of those. So that 10% is huge. It's almost like a friend of mine was a bookie for a long time, and he said his general rule, I always asked him, do you win or lose? And he said, I always win. For those gamblers that are out there, he said he always wins because no one can beat the 10%. Over time, it just kills you. And so right here, just a little bit of a hint. Um, Create your own corporation, or more importantly, join one if you're socially active and you want to be part of one. But always look at those taxes. So the second thing I thought I'd do, and this is going to be fairly brief, but what I wanted to talk about was my Helios. And this is kind of what got me back into playing. I started off flying an Imicus. I think I still have one of the Imicuses that I was flying. Yeah, there it is. There he is, stuff. Um, and basically, I was using the Imicus for about the first month. And then skilled into maybe a month and a half, month, skilled into the Tech 2 version of the Imicus, which is the Helios. Now, why did I do that? Well, skills wise, and I'll probably get into this more down the road, um, I'm not trying to grow the number of ships that I can fly now as quickly as possible. I've changed my gameplay a little bit into I'm going to learn how to fly each ship as well as I possibly can before I move on to the next one. And the first one that I wanted to do was get a covert ops ship, being a Helios, and that would allow me to do better exploration and fly around safer and transport some of the goods that I might have safer since I can do the covert ops. So with my skills, that was my main focus there. Other than your generic skills that you do, I went full tilt exploration because at any point in time, any day, I can pull up and just go do some exploration. Um, why is this important? And especially in the covert ops, because even if an area is flooded with people, I can get out of that area with the covert ops and go explore somewhere else. Whereas if I started off playing as a PvE or a PvPer or a miner, outside things could affect that to where it limits my gameplay. Let's say I was a PvEer, maybe there's a group that might be in the area at the time and I boot in and all I want to do is go PvE. Um, I can't do that in my area, and to try to get out of that area might be a little bit tough, so I would have to do something else. PvP, maybe there's just nobody to shoot at that time of the day. And as far as mining, almost similar to the PvEer, if there are gankers or people like that in an area, it's very hard to move your production area from one area to another. Ways to get around that would be to have clones and be able to jump from one area to another. I've mostly focused on staying in one constellation in Curse, and this has allowed me to just have a lot of fun. And if it is a little bit busy in this area, I can very quickly move to another and just go ahead and do my exploration. But most importantly, focusing on specializing, and this is maybe the more, maybe I should have hit this at the beginning. Coffee time. Um, this, by focusing on the covert ops, it then allowed me to have the ability to possibly fly a Nemesis. A Nemesis is a bomber, but and so I'm kind of skilling into that. So I maybe can do some PvP to take out some of these guys who are gate camping, or just mess with them a little bit, have a little bit of fun. That'll be down the road. But the second most important part is now that I can fly this Helios, if I want to down the road, it's very easy for me to skill into the covert ops for, I'm in Galente now, could be Minmatar or your Kaldari or your Amar. It really wouldn't take me very long to skill into another covert ops and know that I can fly those ships quickly. Almost, I could use some because I would only have to get um, my frigate level for that group up to level 5, which would take about about 5 days, or about 250 million skill points if I'm doing it correctly. So I'm going to be focusing on frigates right off the bat. Now, I will say this, I'm going to be doing one other thing, is I will be skilling into, I've got a little bit of destroyer. I will be skilling into a Vexor and a Thorax here fairly soon. Not a huge amount. I'm going to go to a base level Galente cruiser because I want to start doing, because I've never done them before, using filaments. So that'll be some interesting flying and me getting blown up. But I can use a cruiser to do those. I have never done one before, so I'm looking at that. So more about that down the road. Let's go ahead and close that out. Good, good, good. Last but not least, where's my notes? I can't remember what I was going to talk about. Utilities, notepad. There's so much I could talk about. This is a little trick that I do. Keeping uh, keeping Eve interesting. Let's update that there. There we go. And I'm going to delete out these top two here. Maybe I'll do the keep Eve interesting to start off with on each video. So I have a little trick that I've started doing on the side, um, where I will, in my skill queue, because I hate sitting and waiting for, as an example, Power Grid Management 5 for this character is going to take about 4 days. Right now, my CPU management, I've gotten about 2 days done, so it's going to take about another 2.5 days to do. Now, this is so dumb, but I load up some other skills that take less than a day in here. I'm going to move this sucker down here. There we go. So every time I start up a day, the little notification down here at the bottom says, you skilled into something new. Why? Because I take and I drop a low level or a quickly skilled level 1 or level 2 skill into my skill queue to motivate me each day to pop up and say, hey, you got that. And so in other words, it's a little mind trick that I kind of play on myself. Plus, it makes me get into maybe looking at a few things that I might have missed. I didn't realize that I had not skilled into evasive maneuvering, which is kind of crazy with flying a Helios. I can't believe I didn't do that. Because that's incredibly important both with your any exploration ship. So I'm slowly working on that and getting caught up. It's kind of fun doing a character from the get-go again. But yeah, that's a little trick that I do. Next time, keeping Eve interesting. I'm going to think I might show you guys my notepad and what I do with that, but it might change. So that'll be in the next video. So kind of glad to get back into videos. If I do this with the 3, it might keep me from jabbering off and on a bunch of different things. I'm kind of thinking this will just be a brainstormy type of video. It may involve Eve. It may involve traveling to Iceland. It may involve the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to figure out what's going on with these. So hopefully this will keep going. But hope you guys have a great day. And thank you so much for the well wishes and the thank yous and the check-ins whenever I put out yesterday's video. You guys are awesome. And I just want to say thank you for that. So that's all I got for today. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however like you want. I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.